everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. I know it's been a long time because things have been a little bit crazy, but I'm here right now in the Universal parking lot, ready to make my way in so I can go check out some of the Horror Nights, Horror Days houses. Actually, they're a little bit different this year. I'll explain it more as we go. So down here in this area, you can see the temperature check. So you go right down these stairs from the guest drop-off. You can go right down there, all social distance, and get your temperature checked out by Universal Security. So this is a little look at security at about 1:30. So it's a Thursday, so you can understand a little bit the crowd levels. And here we are. So guys, if you look down there where the houses are actually located, it is getting a little bottlenecky, but that tends to happen whenever. It's definitely more crowded than I expected it to be. I've been here for the last couple weeks, and it hasn't been this crowded yet. But I don't think it's too bad. I mean, Shrek 4D is 50 minutes, but everything else is averaging 30-45 minute zone. So a little explanation on the houses. That they're actually having two houses this year during park hours, so until 5 o'clock every night, you have a Universal Pass, so you can come in and view the houses. So right now the wait times are 5 minutes for both. They're in the front and more of the Rip Ride Rocket Field, and then towards where Stranger Things was last year, if you know where that is. It's essentially straight down from the entrance, but it's during the day, they're houses, they're social distance, they're safe, and we're gonna go check them out. So as we're coming up to the first house, which is the Bride of Frankenstein, you would think that Halloween Horror Nights brings in so many people that the crowd levels would be out of control, but that's the line, and it says it's only 5 minutes, so I can't film in the houses, but it's really cool to check this out. And absolutely no wait, we're already making our way up here, and if you remember, this was Ghostbusters last year, so it's a really cool experience, and I can't wait to see what it's like. So we're making our way down, but you are separated into groups, so it's going to be a little bit different, and I'm by myself, so hopefully it's going to add a little bit more of a fear factor to it. But this is giving me flashbacks to last year going into Ghostbusters. All right, guys, so I just went through Bride of Frankenstein, and my honest review, it was far more terrifying than Halloween Horror Nights is on a regular basis. So I was there alone, and there were people in front of me and behind me, but they were doing pretty good at distancing. Sorry, I'm trying to get the sun out of my face, but the house is right here behind me, so they're doing good at distancing. I couldn't see where I was going a lot of the time, and I wasn't really sure where to go, but I think that heightened the experience actually, because I wasn't sure what was plexiglass and what was, places you could actually walk. So I was terrified. I got a few jump scares. I give it a 10 out of 10. If you're concerned that it's going to be a little different than Halloween Horror Nights, I would say the feeling's a little bit different, but the house and the props and the scare actors, it's all the same, and it's incredible, and there's no line, so you know I'm going to be going through again. So now let's go check out Tooth Fairy. I think that is a 5-minute wait as well, so everything works out. And hashtag is out, socially distanced meeting and greeting. So coming up on house number 2 is Revenge of the Tooth Fairy, and this is a 5-minute wait, so let's go check this out. So the line for this one's definitely a little bit longer, but still nothing like how Halloween Horror Nights is on a normal year. So, be prepared for this, but it's not too bad. Making it down the final stretch now, I can see the entrance, and I believe this house last year was Us, which I only went in once, so it's gonna be nice to see the layout this year, if I can compare it to what I remember from last year. I'm actually gonna stop in the same spot to give the review again, because they exit in the same area, which works out nice because I'm not really in the way here. But Revenge of the Tooth Fairy was incredible. It honestly felt like it wasn't gonna end, and I was definitely tense throughout. I would compare that to almost exactly the same as a house normally. The plexiglass and the plastic they used to keep you off of some of the set pieces actually enhanced it a little bit, I realized, in some parts. You can definitely tell when the scare's coming up, but if you don't like when they get in your face anyway, I think this works out. Another thing I forgot to mention about Bride of Frankenstein was the storyline. There was a narrator throughout the house, but I couldn't really hear because half my ears were covered and the other half was because, just loud sound effects anyway. I feel like Revenge of the Tooth Fairy was honestly set up like the Dr. Seuss ride. The first set piece blew me away. The narrator was there throughout. You could understand it. You knew there was a story. You felt engaged. It was a very engrossing house, and I definitely rate that better than Bride of Frankenstein, but they're both incredible. Since now in the Halloween spirit, let me go try to find the time to go watch the horror makeup show, because I got all these Halloween feels now. I gotta go watch them. So as we wait for the horror makeup show to start, I thought I might as well stop by the tribute store, which is right by Revenge of the Tooth Fairy. So there's a little bit of a line to get in, but that's just for social distancing reasons, so it's not packed on the inside usually. So let's go check that out and see what it actually is like today. The quality of the video may be down a little bit because of how dark it is, but hopefully you can get some of the theming. So the first room you stop off in is Frankenstein's lab. So you see Frankenstein there under the blanket. And, you know, t-shirts, merchandise, and some more merchandise. The second room you stop off in is 30 Years of Fear, I believe. So you see Jack the Clown, a very special guy in this whole event. And you can walk around and see little mementos to, you know, the director, the storyteller. And in this room, you can buy merchandise along with masks. And some old Halloween Horror Nights posters, which I think look awesome. Even if you're not into Halloween Horror Nights, I think this is an awesome poster. Look at some of the masks, so you see the Beetlejuice section, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, American Horror Story, Walking Dead, Saw, Krampus, and a few others, you know, the classics. So there actually is a nice hallway separating the next few rooms, and it's covered in posters from past events. So this room is more of a theming before the Beetlejuice room, but also a bakery, so I did get myself a little snack. Sorry. You're good. Here is the main attraction, the Beetlejuice room, so you can, you know, live out all your Beetlejuice fantasies, I guess.
Oh, wow. With a sign about it.
I'm so sorry. There they are, the stars of the show, and the place for the undead. I forgot the name. But here's a Beetlejuice card, in case you guys are interested. You get a really cool walkthrough through the waiting area after you're done. So guys, here's my Halloween treat. So it's a lemon, and they told me chocolate tart. So there's a little side view of it. It was, I believe, $5.89, rounded out to $6. So it's a pretty good deal. That's initially how everything runs in that store. There are a few more entree-like treats that are more like hot dogs and, you know, savory stuff that is a little bit more expensive, more in the $11 range. So if you want a nice, scary treat for the holiday, I definitely recommend stopping by there. So it looks pretty good, so let's give it a try. So guys, sorry for the kind of wacky angle. I actually have you set up right now on a little chair because I have no other way to set up the camera. But hey, as long as you can see me, right? So I first want to get these teeth to try. They look like marshmallows, but I don't know what that is. It kind of tastes like a donut, but it has the consistency of like icing. So teeth are a little bit strange. I guess I could kind of taste chocolate, but I'm not sure if that's even the part that's supposed to have chocolate. So let's dive in here. Okay. So if you look at it from the side, you can actually see chocolate ribbon throughout. So it kind of tastes like a chocolate covered strawberry mixed with like astronaut ice cream with a little bit of cake underneath. So it's pretty good. I don't know if I'd get it again. There was a key lime pie tart in the past that looked pretty good, but I missed my chance on that one. I guess they cycle it out. So I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. You know, not terrible, not over the top good, but you know, it's a nice little treat. If you're here with your family, get one. I mean, Halloween only comes once a year. So you guys are back there at that kind of wacky angle, but halfway through this, I want to give it a little bit of a different review. So I don't know if the teeth are still. I'm assuming they're white chocolate, but they kind of started melting, which gave me the impression that it was more like a frosting. But I don't like them. I don't think the teeth should be on there. I know it's for theming and you can just kind of scoot them off, but they really did melt onto it. So, I mean, you can eat around it. So that's not a big problem, but after about halfway through, I can't really eat anymore. I don't know how to describe it. I think it's more of a psychological thing, but I don't know. I don't think this dessert item is the thing you should get. If you're looking for theming, they do have beating hard gummies, which like beat when they're on the table. So that's really cool if you're looking for theming. If you're looking for more of just an actual dessert that you're gonna enjoy, they do have plenty of those. They have macaroons. I think they had like pudding cups last time I was here. They have a lot of stuff, and this, I don't know if you should get this unless you're like a really big strawberry and chocolate person. So that's just my honest review on it. But I totally recommend still going by, still at least looking through the food. If you're not gonna buy it, looking at it's half the experience. So now with that in mind, you can make a more educated decision if you decide to come. Looks like I just missed out on Scoops and the gang. But here we are, about to get in line for the horror makeup show, which looks a little bit long, but the show hasn't started yet, so I'm hoping that will all clear up as 3:15 hits. And we are here getting to watch the Beetlejuice pre-show as well. Yeah. So like always, the horror makeup show was awesome. It's always a good time to stop in. It's going all year long. It's not anything special, but it is a wonderful show, and it definitely gets you in the mood. If you look right here behind me, this is a scarecrow for the scarecrow scavenger hunt. If you find all of them, you get a free bag of candy or something. So not being getting around that today, but super cool, and you can definitely look around. So walking back up to Bride of Frankenstein at around 4 o'clock, the wait time is still 5 minutes and it looks just as empty. I would like to run through one more time so I can give you a true unbiased opinion, because I was a little bit more spooked this morning, but I feel like I'm a little adjusted now. So I'm going to run through that and I'll give you a second look. So guys, I'm back in my little spot. I do like this little hangout right here after the exit because it's a nice place to, do a little review. So this time through, I went really without covering my ears because I wanted to hear it. There were definitely some more plot points I missed last time through. There's an underlying story, but I'm more focused on what's going on around me, but I do think it's really cool. I still think Tooth Fairy takes the cake for the storyline. I'm gonna go run through that one again, and we'll see how I feel after going through expecting a little bit more. So the sign says 5 minutes again for Revenge of the Tooth Fairy. That was a little bit off last time, but not by much, so I'm gonna go through, and we're gonna see how we like it this time. I'm sure I'm gonna like it just as much or even more, but I would like to understand the story a little bit better and be a little bit more focused. So looking back, this might actually be a little bit shorter than last time because I was stopped about up here, and it looks like it keeps on going now. So guys, my spot that I was reviewing the last view was taken. So I'm right here next to it, right by the entrance, and this time through it was definitely a lot scarier. I wasn't covering my ears as much. So that house is comparable to, the setup of the Dr. Seuss. I mean, the Cat in the Hat ride, it was like a story as you're going through. It definitely had one of those grisly, cold wind and bad smells that Halloween Horror Nights houses have, so it brought back a lot of good memories. It's also pretty terrifying. I'll still rate that as a horrifying house, and it still takes a spot for #1. So guys, with all that fun stuff, I think that wraps up my day here at Universal Orlando. So I had a really good time filming, and I hope you guys have a really good time watching. This video can be fun, but also a little informative because I want to educate you guys. I want you guys to know you can come here and you can be safe and you can have a good time, and the rules are not hard to follow, and as long as you're following those rules, you're making it a safe time for everyone else. So with that being said, I hope you guys stay safe. I hope you guys find ways to have fun, and have a great day, everybody.